Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest. And today I'm checking out from Anastasia, Beverly Hills, the Beauty Balm Serum Boosted Skin Tint. Retails for $42 for 0.63 ounces or 18 grams of product. Comes in 16 different shades. I have this in shade 4, which is described as fair skin with a golden peach undertone. I will explain how I do this. I actually picked this up in store in Sephora. So when I go into a Sephora or any makeup store, I will, if they carry a foundation that I use as a swatch comparison, so either Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone, or MAC in one of the older formulas, the NW15s, the newer formulas are darker, or usually you can't swatch a Wet n Wild tinted hydrator, but if there's something I know my shade of, I will go swatch that on my arm, because the lighting in most of these places is so bad, or it's fluorescent and has a colored tint to it, that it's hard to compare to your skin. So I will swatch a known good shade on my hand and then compare those. So in comparing this to the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place, and the Estee Lauder does have a slightly peach undertone. I don't know if they call it peach, but that is kind of their version of cool. So this matched that the best. And that's how I chose this shade. This is described as a first of its kind. Drama right out of the gate. First of its kind, solid serum boosted skin tint with sheer to light coverage, delivering a natural finish with 8 skin loving ingredients. Are you going to tell me what they are? Let's see, we have HA plus microspheres. I'm guessing the HA stands for hyaluronic acid. They have not told us that. Visibly smooths fine lines and wrinkles. Okay, peptide complex for youthful looking skin. Peptides are good stuff. Fatty acids protect and restore. That's a weird way to put that. Free of talc, phthalates, minerals, sulfates, SLS, SLES. It's vegan and cruelty free. And yeah, that's about all they have to say. They haven't really told us what those 8 skin-loving ingredients are. I'm guessing they must be counting several peptides. I don't know. Let's take a look at shade 4, swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from Anastasia, Beverly Hills, the Beauty Balm in shade 4. Second, I've got from Estee Lauder, the Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. Third up is MAC Studio Sculpt in NW15. And last I've got from Wet n Wild, the Tinted Hydrator in Fair. I've already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 49-year-old face since I am dealing with dry skin, and it's been particularly dry. I had some sun exposure a week ago, and even though I sunscreened the heck out of myself and reapplied quite a bit, I'm having a little bit of peeling down here. I never got red or appeared to have sunburn, but it feels like sunburn peeling, so I guess I got some sun. I decided to prime or moisturize, whichever way you want to put it, with the Lawless Forget the Filler. This is their Skin Plumping Line Smoothing Perfecting Cream. Works really nicely as a primer, especially if you need extra moisture. Does a nice job of smoothing and hydrating the stuff. I will go in on one side of my face with a damp sponge. These are from AOA Studio, the Shop Miss A Paw Paw sponges. They're $1.25 and I love them. I buy them in bulk. The other side, I'll use my BK Beauty 101 brush. I hope you got these on sale in the Amazon Prime days. BK Beauty is now on Amazon. I know it can be risky, or you might get counterfeits if you buy things on Amazon, but here's the thing. They are starting to do like a prestige brands verification sort of a process. And so the way I make my decisions as to when I will purchase makeup or beauty stuff on Amazon is when I know for a fact from the brand themselves that they are running a shop on Amazon. And I know for a fact, based on BK Beauty advertising it themselves, that they are now officially on Amazon, that I am buying from the BK Beauty official store on Amazon. So I will buy BK Beauty on Amazon because fast shipping with Prime, and I know Amazon is like, you either love it or hate it, but I get a lot of stuff from Amazon. I'm not proud. But let's take a look at what we got going on here. Woo! That's my life. It's got a little cover. I don't know if I will keep the cover because I tend to lose those things. Can't really do a drip test because, of course, this is a solid, so we're not going to have any drip situation. But let's see how smoothly it applies. It feels very emollient. Going on super smoothly as far as, you know, there's no drag on the skin. It feels very smooth. The question will be, can it blend out with a sponge? Because oftentimes sticks are not emollient enough for me to blend out with a sponge. So like, do you see how tapping doesn't really spread the product? You kind of have to go in with a little bit of a spreading motion, and that's why I generally don't end up using sponges for stick products, because I feel like then you're just moving it around and it's not staying put where you exactly want it. This one blended out decently well, but sponge is just not going to be my favorite way to apply. It's pretty sheer. I still see redness on this side of my chin. That's where I kind of look for my redness, that and my nose. So let's try the brush side, and then I'm going to end up going back and applying some more, I'm sure, because we need a little bit more product, and the brush doesn't move it around as much. You know what I'm saying? It just blurs it out without moving it quite so much. That's me and stick foundations anyway. Yeah, the coverage stays a bit better in place with the brush. A little fuzzy on my face and a cat hair. Bonus. Right, Ziva? Alright. It's actually not clinging too bad to my dry skin. Yeah, coverage is a little better on this side. It's not a high coverage product to begin with. Let's go get the under eye area, because I am going to test it as a concealer. We're going to try not to get it directly in my eye, but let's get the sunspots. Let's get the blue blood vessel. Let's even out the coverage just a smidge. Little redness on my chin. I'm just going to go in for a whole second. We're just going to do 2 coats here. We're going to see if we can build it up to light. They said sheer to light. I would like at least light, please. You know I'm a medium coverage girly. But we will make do with light, since this is a light coverage product. Yeah, definitely prefer the brush for this. Let's get that little schmear out of my eye. Let's not blind ourselves, shall we? I'm going to take just a little bit on my fingertip and get my inner corner of my eyes here. Since this does seem to lay down nice and smoothly as concealer, I will fully use it as concealer. Yeah, this has a lot of slip to it when you're first applying it, which, if you have dry skin, feels wonderful. Let's make sure we got the nostrils. Question is always, on things that feel this slippy, is it going to dry down? We will find out momentarily. Alright, what do we got going on here? Well, it is clinging a little bit to the dry skin on my forehead, but because this is so emollient, I'm going to just add a little bit more. Sometimes these ones that are super emollient actually can kind of rehydrate those flaky pieces. Yeah, it's doing it down here too as it dries down. My chin is kind of a hot mess as far as my flaking right now, so I'm going to try, I'm dabbing so I don't kick up more flakes if I can avoid it. But sometimes it's unavoidable. And I sometimes have people ask, you know, why do you test foundations when your skin's not in the best shape? And it's like, well, because my skin's not in the best shape most days and I still want to wear foundation. So I need things that are going to work for me, whether my skin is being as easy as pie or it's being a pain in the behind. Like, I need it to work either way. So actually, I like testing foundations when my skin's not perfect, because that's most days. That is mostly my experience. All right, you can screw this back down. Sometimes they don't let you go back down. This one did. I don't think I'm gonna put this other piece back on here. I think we're just gonna put the cap on. All right, let me zoom you guys in so you can see what I'm seeing. As it's drying down, it is clinging to everything. Ooh, it is settling into my forehead lines. Ooh, including a forehead line I didn't know I had. That's great. It is settling into all the lines under my eyes. So, all right, we're going to go in with a damp sponge and pounce this out and see if this is just a situation where there's too much product. Because I did go back in and add more. So let's make sure excess product has been removed. I'm pouncing with the sponge. Ooh, yeah, if you've got any kind of dry skin, because it's even clinging to dry skin that's not flaking, like around my nostrils, and that is just, we'll see. We'll see if it settles itself down. But my forehead has some dry skin, and my chin is actually actively peeling. So I can give it some leeway on my chin because there's literal skin that is coming off my face. But the dry skin that's not actively peeling is, I would rather my foundation sort of rehydrate that and disguise it rather than cling to the edges and make it look more obvious. So up close, this does not look great. At a conversational distance, looking on my camera monitor right below you, it does have a nice finish and I can't see that dryness. So at a conversational distance, I'm thinking it looks okay at this point, but up close I can see every piece of dry skin that I've got. And I always have dry skin. I don't always have peeling skin, but I always have dry skin. So that is mildly concerning. Let's take a look at the time. Because all I got going on today is sandwich, post office. Well, like most days. I would love to get into my studio and make some skincare stuff because I think my magnesium is coming today. By the time you see this, everything will be restocked. But, yeah, let's check the time. It's 1:30. I'm going to put the rest of my face on, and I will be right back. Back with the ABH Beauty Balm. Time has not helped as far as the clinging to dry skin. Again, I don't think it's super obvious at a conversational distance, but up close it just looks like I have something clinging to all of my dry skin. I look like I'm scaly, which is not cute. But I'm gonna give it a wear. It feels really nice. It did continue. Let's check. Oh, yep, it's still moving around. So that super emollient nature, I have tapped out my chin line several times now. Let's see if did it go back into, yep, it's back into my forehead line as well. That's my big one right there. The other one it's settling into, no, it has not settled back into the smaller one. The one I didn't know I had, that I now know I have. It's not settling into smile lines. Another cat hair. Cat hair everywhere. Oh, a little fallout, little fallout. Let's just tidy up here. Yeah, so questionable start. Oh, now I have a hair. This is a human hair off of my own head. We're a hot mess over here. We're a hot mess. But we're going to go about our day. Who's we? Who's our? Me, Ziva? I don't know. On the rest of my face. Let's talk about happy things. Well, I'm wearing a Pokemon t-shirt today, so of course I had to wear the Pokemon eyeshadow palette, and since I went for the cool tones, I had to pick a cool toned lip, so my lip, I could have gone with the Pikachu Thunderbolt lip balm from the same ColourPop collection, but I wanted something with a little more color to it, so I went with, this is Velvet, the Lawless, forget the filler, lip plumping glosses. Favorite lip plumping glosses of all of them. They're my favorite. They're the best. This one is shade Velvet. I wanted a nice cool toned pink to go with the like purpley bluish sort of eye look. My Tightline, it's all the same stuff I've been using lately. Essence Stay in Play, I'm really liking this. I did just have to sharpen it for the first time, so if I get to the point where I need to sharpen a pencil, then I'm using it. That's my Tightline. Mascara is Polite Society. One coat, no less. Like, this is such a versatile mascara. Like, you can build it up. You can go one coat. It's just really, I'm really enjoying this mascara. My cheek. Since I have the dry skin happening and I wanted to give myself a little bit of moisture, and I'm enjoying the heck out of this, Essence Electric Glow. Now, this is a lip and cheek balm. I've used it several times in several previous videos as a lip balm as well, or oil, lip oil, cheek oil, lip oil. I don't like it as a lip oil. It's a little too thin, so it doesn't quite look like a gloss. So for wearing purposes, it's not really enough. But here's the problem, really, is it dries my lips out. Because I wore it several days in a row for like a week. And it dries my lips out. So I gotta double check. I think it was olive oil is the main oil in this, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just not, don't like it on my lips. Cheeks, though, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful pH changing pink. And it feels hydrating and it stays put. So I'm loving it as a cheek oil. I did set it with just a bop of my Lawless Juicy Watermelon just to kind of give it some longevity. Bronzer is Essence Kissed by the Light. This is Star Kissed is the shade, the lighter of the two that they have. Oh, don't fall down, Ziva. She's losing her balance back there. Is that all the things on my face? I think that's all the things on my face. I'm gonna go run errands, get a sandwich. You know the drill. I will get back outside, get you guys a daylight check-in. Again, it's so gloomy out. We've had thunderstormy days. So it's gloomy. It's gloomy out, right? Ziva's happy though, because it got cool enough that I've turned off the air conditioner and the windows are open, and these cats just like to sit and stare out the windows, preferably when the windows are open, and sniff air. They just sniff the air. Do your cats sniff air? Is that a thing? Or is it just these weirdos? I know, Ziva, you're a weirdo. All right, I'm going to go do the things. I'll be back in a bit with a daylight check-in, then I will come back tonight and give you guys my final thoughts. Hey guys, it is almost 5 o'clock, so what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.5 hours. Here is where we're at. It just doesn't look like I'm wearing much. Like, I can see all the redness on my chin is back. And, I don't know. This one is not impressing me. Let me step into the sun, because I think the sun was just out. Well, it's peeking behind a cloud, but here's a little bit of sun. I mean, it gives a little bit of a reflect. I'm not wearing a highlight today, but see how my nose is red and my chin is red? It's just not, it's not doing a whole lot. Here's your shade match. Well, the underside of my arms are pale as heck, so that's my winter shade. All right, there's where we're at. I'll be back tonight. 11:30. It just changed. 11:30 p.m. Let's take a look at how the ABH Beauty Balm held up. It's been about 10 hours now, and it didn't really hold up at all. I'm sad to report. It feels hydrating, but, you know, that's probably all the serum part of it. You know, it's supposed to be like a hybrid makeup skincare thing. But everywhere that it could kind of collect around my flakies or peelies, it did. So if you have any kind of flaking or peeling going on, I don't think I would wear this. And it settled into some lines. Let me zoom you guys in. Let's take a look. My chin has lost most of its coverage, and it basically has gunked up into sort of the crease of my chin and around some of the flaky skin. I did blow my nose today, so ignore the fact that the end of my nose is missing, but it is clinging to the dry skin on my upper lip and the dry skin around that area. It has settled into some pores on my nose. It's settled into fine lines under my eyes. It's kind of cakey on my cheeks. It clung to all of my dry skin on my forehead, including the texture between my eyebrows. It's just not gonna work. I think it's gonna be beautiful if you already have smooth skin. But that's not the world I live in. So if I had to give a grade to the ABH Beauty Balm, I'm gonna go D. If I'm not flaking, I think I could probably wear it. Didn't get very long wear time out of it. 10 hours and it's basically moved around and gone. It did settle into lines, so even if I didn't have flaking skin, I had issues with it settling. It's not a total loss. The ingredients are nice. I think it's pretty at a conversational distance, but if you have any kind of situation going on, it might not work. I hope you all have better luck with this than I did, because that's a bummer. That is a bummer. But yeah, we're going to go D on this one. Below average. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. If you like foundation reviews, if you had fun with this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments. What do you want me to pick up? I buy things whenever I can. I keep a running list. The more people ask for things, the more likely I am to buy that thing. And let me know what you want to see. Hit me up on Patreon. I have some behind the scenes stuff over there. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.